Inter Milan vs Arsenal. Prediction, team news, lineups 1 point away from the last 16 of the Champions League. Arsenal put their perfect record on the line at San Siro on Tuesday night, when they lock horns with Inter Milan. 6 points and 5 places separate the two continental heavyweights in the league phase table, as the Nerazzurri aim to avoid an unwanted club first. Two-time Champions League bridesmaids already in the current decade, 2023, and 2025 Champions League runners-up Inter Milan were close to flawless in the opening rounds of the current edition, winning each of their 4 games, while conceding just 1 goal. However, Christian Chivu's men have now lost their air of European invincibility following back-to-back defeats to Atletico Madrid and Liverpool, the latter of whom unexpectedly prevailed at San Siro courtesy of a Dominic Szoboszlai spot kick. Not only did the defeat to the Premier League champions end Inter's 18-match unbeaten run at home in the Champions League, it also leaves the Nerazzurri at risk of suffering 3 consecutive defeats in the tournament proper for the first time in their glittering history. Inter's record since that lowly Liverpool loss reads a pleasing 6 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat from their last 8 games, though, including a 1-0 serious success over Udinese at the weekend courtesy of Lautaro Martinez strike. Chivu's men have now triumphed in 5 of their last 6 Serie A games to cement their position at the top of the standings over AC Milan and holders Napoli. And it will come as little surprise to learn that the hosts have kept a praiseworthy 4 clean sheets in their last 6 affairs. Dogged defence meets dogged defence on Tuesday evening, as the two teams with the best rearguard records go head-to-head. Inter's total of 4 goals conceded is only better than Arsenal's solitary goal allowed. That inconsequential strike against the Gunners came in their statement beating of Bayern Munich, before a straightforward 3-0 triumph over Club Brugge put Mikel Arteta's men on the brink of sealing a top 8 finish. The importance of bypassing the playoffs cannot be overstated for a team still fighting on 4 fronts. But while victory may not be pivotal this week, a 7th straight win would represent an all-time best for Arsenal in any UEFA competition. However, the Gunners have fallen flat in their last 2 Premier League match goalless draws with Liverpool and Nottingham Forest, and the latter result snapped Arsenal's 14-game scoring streak away from home all competitions. Speaking of Arteta's men flattering to deceive on the road, Inter memorably sunk the Gunners 1-0 in last year's UCL League phase. Belated revenge for their historic 5-1 San Siro slaughter in the 2003-2004 campaign. Inter Bosz Chivu is currently operating without 2 vital cogs in Hakan Çalhanoğlu calf and Denzel Dumfries ankle, and neither man is expected to return in time for the visit of the Gunners. Backup goalkeeper Josep Martinez ankle might be considered for a place on the bench this week, but Raffaele Di Gennaro hand and Tomás Palacios thigh are also absent for the home side, who at least have a couple of well-rested big hitters ready to return. Alessandro Bastoni and Marcus Thuram were unused substitutes against Udinese, but the pair should be restored to Chivu's 35 to set up, which should also feature one-time Arsenal midfielder Henrik Mkhitaryan in the middle. From ex-Gunners linchpins to current Gunners linchpins, Mikel Merino, Christian Odegaard and Declan Rice must all tread with care on Tuesday, as the trio are 1 booking away from incurring a continental suspension. Arteta should not factor such hypotheticals into his team selection, but he must consider the injuries to Max Daumann ankle, Piero Hincapié thigh and Riccardo Calafiori muscle. One of the 3 is expected to return for another few weeks. With Manchester United to come in the Premier League and the last 16 place virtually assured, expect a few changes on the visitors' end, to the benefit of Merino, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Gabriel Jesus. Inter Milan possible starting lineup: Sommer, Acerbi, Akanji, Bastoni, Enrique, Barella, Mkhitaryan, Zielinski, Dimarco, Thuram, Martinez. Arsenal possible starting lineup: Raya, White, Saliba, Musquera, Lewis Skelly, Ez, Zubimendi, Marino, Madwick, Jesus, Martinelli. Recent history could repeat itself for an Arsenal side whose slow, laborious build-up play still bedevils them, especially as Arteta's men have bigger fish to fry during the hectic winter schedule. A resolute and in-form side with more to play fair can capitalise on the Gunners, being almost there in terms of last 16 qualification, as the visitors' European winning streak comes to an end. The best Italy can offer coming up against the best of England, according to the current league tables anyway. The latter's position feels more certain. Arsenal sit 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League standings, and the long-awaited title feels very, very likely at this stage. A spot in the knockouts of the Champions League is already in the bag. The clever move here would be to opt for a bit of rotation, to ensure there's no further slip-ups in their quest for domestic glory. Mikel Arteta's side were held to a surprise draw by Nottingham Forest last time out. Inter are there to be beaten. They're far from a perfect outfit. For all of Armstrong's issues at Liverpool this season, they did secure victory at the San Siro back in December. Arsenal have the depth to ensure a similar outcome. The Gunners' general price for victory does look somewhat appealing, but there is the little doubt in the back of my mind regarding the team Arteta goes for. I'm not expecting it to be weak, but a few changes would cause a drift in the price when the team news is announced. It could be wise to wait until that point before getting involved in the results market. I do find the 9/4 price for over 4.5 match cards interesting though. A higher card line is always something I keep my eye on when it comes to Arsenal's away games. There were 7 in total, their recent Carabao Cup contest with Chelsea. They still saw 3 despite a significant quality difference against Portsmouth in the FA Cup. Arsenal were shown 2 even when 3-0 up in a one-sided contest against Club Brugge in their last Champions League away game. Near 70% of the cards shown to Arsenal across all competitions this season have been in outings on the road. That's despite only playing 1 game fewer in front of their own supporters. Inter rank 6 for fouls committed in Serie A this season, but that hasn't quite translated into regular cards. The referee appointment here may mean a different outcome though. João Pinheiro has demonstrated that he can be strict when required. 6 of his 8 outings in Portugal's top flight have returned at least 5 yellows. Reds have come in 4. His last Champions League outing returned 5, as Marseille beat Union SG, while he's shown at least 3 in 5 of 6 UEFA competition games.